If you've ever looked at an empty garden bed and thought, I don't know what to plant or where to start. So today I'm going to plant a simple spring garden bed that you can copy, and then I'm going to give you the transition planting plans for the summer so we can actually grow 2 plantings in this little raised bed to give us more food from the season. So to start the garden off, I divided into 8 small sections, and I'm going to show you exactly what goes in each one using the crops that grow well in the cool weather and ones that are easy to manage. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started in the garden. All right, so we're going to plant this little bed. I'm pretty excited. We've waited almost 2 weeks because the weather was so rough. And so we're going to sneak in here and get this planted. So what I did is I drew a very simple plan. N is for north. We have peas. We're going to plant 2 patches of peas on this corner. Turnips, these are the little salad turnips, little Japanese turnips. They are amazing. We're going to plant those there. Radishes back here. And then this end's going to be greens. I'm going to put some arugula here, some spinach there, lettuce, and kale. So very simple plan. The bed is just divided into 8 sections. And I like to plant the bed like I can harvest from that side or I can harvest from this side. So I kind of have a center line down the middle so that I can harvest all the way around. I can just walk around it. And then what will happen is this is going to transition, and when these peas are done, we're going to put tomatoes in here. I'm going to put 1 squash there, summer squash. This is going to be a second tomato. I'm going to put green beans there, green beans over here. This is going to be a cucumber, and then we'll keep our kale and lettuce so we have greens through the summer. So the plants that we're putting in now, they can all take a frost, but the things like tomatoes and cucumbers, they cannot take a frost. That's why they're going to go in later. So as soon as, like, this is peas, as soon as these peas are done, the weather will be stable enough for tomatoes. So we'll take the pea plants out, put the tomatoes in. And that's why we can have 2 plantings in this garden. One is the plants that can take a frost, so I call those the cool weather plants. And the second one is the plants that take a frost, the warm weather plants. And they will go in a little bit later in the summer. But it's really nice to get 2 crops out of one garden. All right, so we are going to go ahead and plant our first plan. And we're going to start right here with the peas. So I'm going to go grab some seed. All right, so these first 2 sections are going to be peas. I like to put a tag in just so that I know what I'm kind of watching for. And this is my bag of peas. Now you don't need a bag this big. It's because we grow commercially as well. So we have lots of beds of peas. So I'm just going to draw a stripe right through here, and we're going to put in a big handful of peas here. We'll put in 3 rows. All right. So I'm just going to take my peas and I'm just going to kind of broadcast right down this little strip that I made. And this should give us a nice thick planting of peas. And if they get really obnoxious, we can train them this direction over the edge of the bed as opposed to that direction on top of our other plants. And I'm just going to take these, push them down just a little bit. I want them about a 1/2 inch deep. Push those in, and then we're just going to push the dirt over the top. And then we will be mulching this garden because I want to hold the moisture into the top of the bed, but we'll mulch it when we're all done. So for right now, we're just getting the seeds in. Okay. That's the peas. This next one here is radishes. And so I want to put a stripe about 1/2 inch deep. And we are planting 3 to 4 inches apart. And we're going to try to drop seeds. If you drop too many seeds, you can just thin them, because it's better to plant extra and thin them than it is to have to replant, because you lose a bunch of time that way. We're just going to take these radishes and we're just going to sprinkle them down the row, trying to get a seed about every 1/4 to 1/2 inch. And then, like I say, we'll thin those to about 1 inch apart, but you don't know which seeds are going to germinate. So you plant a little thick, then you can thin. especially like right now when we're planting a little bit late, because this is 2 weeks later than we wanted to put it in. So we don't want to be having to replant again. Okay, seeds are about a 1/2 inch down. I'm just going to knock that soil just very gently right over the top of the seed. Okay, there's our radishes. Next is arugula. So this is a wonderful kind of spicy green. We're going to go ahead and stripe again. And I want my arugula about 3 inches apart, about a 1/4 inch deep, so not quite as deep as the radishes. The way you determine your depth is you want to go about 3 times the width of the seed. As you can see, the seeds are pretty small, so we don't want them buried too terribly deep. And we're just going to sprinkle the seed about every 1/4 inch or so. Just go right on down the row. This is a fast crop. It comes up, it does its thing, and then it goes to seed. So it's a good early spring crop that you can put in, and then you can just, take it out, put in the next crops. This will be cucumbers next, but way too cold for cucumbers right now. A good crop to have in the meanwhile. Okay, so this next section is kale, and I'm going to plant it exactly like I did the arugula. Just going to draw some lines on here. This is red Russian kale, and what I like about this kale is it will be with us the entire season, so it's going to give me greens for the whole spring, summer, and then right into fall and almost into winter. So this corner is going to be occupied by kale the whole time, which is just fine because kale is a very wonderful green to eat. So I'm sowing these a little bit 1/4 to 1/8 inch apart, and we'll see what comes up. And I'm just going to knock the soil into the little grooves. Okay, there's our kale in. Okay, next one up here, this is our lettuce. And we can actually, I like my lettuce small leaves. I don't like really big lettuce. So we're going to plant it just like the kale and the arugula. And this particular one is freckles. So it is a speckled lettuce. Very pretty. And this will be a good spring crop. Plant a second crop when this one gets tired, so we can replant this a couple different times. Probably 2 times this year. You can have extra lettuce through the summer. Okay. There again, seeds a 1/4 inch apart, maybe a little closer. And they are, they're fairly small, so we're just going to knock the soil on top of them. Just like that, very gently, just knock that soil in. Okay. And our next section is spinach, and this is about as late as we can plant spinach because as the heat comes on through the late spring and the summer, the spinach, it doesn't like the heat and it's going to get tired and give up on us. But we're going to give it a whirl, and then this will transition into a summer crop, green beans, I believe. So the spinach gets tired, the green beans go in, and they love the heat. Okay, they're a little bit bigger seed. We're planting them about like the radishes, about a 1/4 inch apart. And we can plant them just slightly deeper because they're a little bigger seed. We're going to knock that soil over the top of them. Okay, now this next one is the little hockery turnips. They are amazing. If you've never grown them, definitely give it a try. So we're also going to stripe like that. About the same depth, maybe a little deeper. These are pretty small seeds as well. And these will grow at a white tuber. Looks a lot like a radish. Tastes like, I describe it as a radish apple, so it's like a sweet radish. And these are a nice early spring crop. They can go in, they can take a frost, and then this will come out, and I think this goes into green beans when it gets hot. If I put the green beans in now, the seeds would just rot in the ground. And if the plants came up, they would freeze and die. So this way I get a crop. I get these beautiful turnips. All right, all the seeds are in. Now we are growing in a sandy loam soil, and it is like the most fabulous soil for the plants, but it tends to dry on the top, and sometimes it's a little hard to germinate the seeds in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mulch. I went and mowed the lawn, and I'm just going to put a nice light layer of mulch over this. This is going to help hold the moisture in so that the seeds can germinate well. And I'm just putting this on real thin today, and then I can come back and put it on thicker. I'm kind of a lazy gardener. I don't like to weed, so we will mulch this garden so we don't have to weed it the whole season, which is fabulous. So we're going to get this mulched, and then we are going to put a cloth over the top of this, just some of my screen. And the reason I want to do that is this is a wind tunnel, where the wind comes through here every afternoon. And in order to hold the mulch on and to keep the moisture in, I'm just going to put a little bit of fabric over the top so that the wind doesn't hit the surface of the bed so hard. Alrighty, all the mulch is on, and then this is just one of my screens that I use like to keep grasshoppers and stuff out, so it's folded in half. And then I just have my clothespins, and I put those on. There's 4 on the side, and that'll help keep the wind from blowing up under it. And then on either end there is just a brick on the cloth, so that should be enough to hold it down, so that everything stays in place and the wind doesn't dry out the soil. All right, so the next thing I need to do is go ahead and get it wet. So I'm going to get the hose, and we're going to give this a good soak. All right, so what we're going to do is soak this down really good. This is my favorite water head. This is a dram water head, which makes the water come out like rain. And it's a nice gentle way to water in these seeds. And what I'm doing, just going back and forth across the bed. I'm not flipping water like this. It's nice and steady back and forth across the bed. And I want to do this about 3 times. And then I'm going to water it every morning, and I'm going to check it every afternoon just to make sure that we're wet enough. So we want to keep the soil surface wet in order for the seeds to germinate. So it does take a little bit of time, and you do need to be checking it twice a day just to make sure you're going to get good germination. Okay, one more time over, and that should be good. I have been watering this bed every day just to get it soaked up, because it was a brand new bed with dry soil in it. So it's really important that we have the right moisture in here in order to make these seeds germinate. Okay, that's it, and then I will check this tonight. All right, so this bed's planted. I'm super excited to get these plants up and get them going. It's going to be really fun. We're off to a great start here. And if you'd like to learn the full system that we use here on the farm to grow more food with less work, you can go ahead and download the free guide, Grow More Food with Less Work, the 8-Step Abundance Garden System. The link is in the description below.